Happy Friday the 13th. Today was Cody Rhodes' unlucky day as SmackDown took place tonight in Phoenix, Arizona. And to be honest, it was almost as if it was all our unlucky days, as up until the last angle, Triple H booked a shit show of a SmackDown. But then, of course, it was saved at the end. It was all building up to the end. I think they only wanted us to remember what happened at the end. That's why it felt like such a paint by the numbers, uninspired show, copy and paste. The rest of it, clearly Road Dogg is not the only issue. He was the scapegoat. Yes, he needed to go. Road Dogg was bad. It was time to make a change, but he's not the only problem with SmackDown. He's not the only problem with WWE. I think that's pretty obvious now. Anyways, the show started off with Drew McIntyre calling out Nick Aldis. He was from the crowd. Nick Aldis was backstage at the time. Drew then gets on the announce booth, yells. Aldis comes out. Drew got in his face in the ring, threatens him. Jacob Fatu comes out. He brought up how Drew won the title and lost the title because of him. Drew then tells Nick Aldis he quits. The quickest the biggest waste of an I quit angle I've ever seen, but we'll get to that later on in the show. MFT promo backstage, solo threads Nakamura, I don't give a shit. Wyatt Six wrote next. After the break, Trick and Jacob got into a fight backstage. It leads to Aldis making a match. MFT wrote next, and then we get Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga against Uncle Howdy and Eric Rowan. I'll be honest, all I have to say is, thank God I watched on delay this Friday, because I skipped through this match. I don't give a shit. Nikki Cross took back the lantern. Uncle Howdy pinned Solo Sikoa after his sister Abigail. But then Tama Tonga attacked Howdy, took the lantern away. They keep fighting over the fucking lantern. I don't give a shit. R-Truth and Damian Priest were backstage. Los Garza were there as well. Priest wants a match with them. Jade Cargill was out next. After the break, Julia and Kiana James cut a promo on Tiffany Stratton. Kiana is set to face Tiffany tonight. Mishin came from behind and attacked Jade before the bell rang. And we get Jade Cargill and Mishin. Jade wins, of course. She does no BFAB heel turn on this show. After the match, Jade cuts a promo on Rhea Ripley. Then Rhea comes out to confront her. But Jade leaves the ring. Rhea says Jade will be her bitch after WrestleMania. I think Rhea might be Jade's bitch after Mania. I think Jade's probably going to win that match. Backstage, Aldis was on the phone. Cody walks by him. He got all booze. There you go. Then Sammy tells Cody, congratulations. Oh, man. You can hear the whining in my voice. I've seen this fucking segment 3 weeks and like at least 4 or 5 weeks in a row. I've seen this segment. They yell at each other again. Cody raises his voice at Sammy. I'm tired. I think I've heard Cody yell more than I've heard him talk in the last 2 months. Oh my God. Fuck this show. I've seen this a million fucking times last month. Road Dogg again. He wasn't the only issue. It's copy and paste from last week. After Cody leaves, Alistair and Zelina Vega mock him. Oh my God, I don't care. Triple H sucks right now. Same fucking segment every week. After the break, Rhea Ripley tells Mishin, good match. B-Fab was there. She's giving Rhea the cold shoulder. She eventually gets Mishin to leave. Clearly, B-Fab's going to align with Jade soon. Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss were out next. Nice reactions for both of them. Then the Bella Twins make a surprise appearance in their hometown of Phoenix. They say they're next in line for the tag team titles, and the fans boo. Good. Thank you, Phoenix. They booed the Bellas in their hometown. Boo louder. You suck, Bellas. No one wants to see you as the fucking tag team champions. Only people who watch you are not people who are watching a product week to week, okay? Yeah, they might tune in on a special show, a special PLE, a special SmackDown or Raw, but they're not watching week to week. We don't want to see you as fucking champions, even though I think they're probably going to get the belts at fucking WrestleMania. Anyway, I'm glad they booed. Triple H sucks. I'm glad they booed the Bellas when they say they're going to go after the belts. Good. Next, we got the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship match. Irresistible Forces, Lash Legend, Nia Jax defending against Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. They get the heat on Alexa until she makes a hot tag to Charlotte. I'm surprised Charlotte didn't have a wardrobe malfunction, as she has one every week. Her and Tiffany Stratton have ones all the time now, it looks like. Anyway, the Bellas were attacked on the outside. Then they attacked Nia Jax and Lash Legend in response. Just as Charlotte and Alexa were about to win, I think Alexa was going to hit the Twisted Bliss on Nia, but then Brie attacks Nia after they were attacked. Brie and Nikki were attacked by Nia and Lash on the outside. They ruined the match for Charlotte and Alexa. They suck. The Bellas suck. I hate them. Brie in particular is fucking horrible. Nikki isn't awful. She's not good, but Brie is fucking atrocious. Anyway, Nia and Lash destroy everyone. Triple H sucks. He loves Lash Legend because he's big and muscular. I want to hear all those people who were complaining that Triple H is racist and stuff. No. Doesn't matter with him. Doesn't matter your background. He's going to push you. He thinks you're big and muscular. He's going to push you. And it's even more so, it seems like with a woman. He wants to push muscular women like Jade and Lash. So I don't think people are saying he's racist because he just likes Rhea or something. No. Lash is fucking horrible. She's not ready for this. Nia is, I just don't want to watch her. I don't want to see her. They suck as champions, but they're going to get pushed because they're big. It is what it is. Yeah. So R-Truth told the Jelly Roll backstage. He's talking to him. Priest drags him away. Jelly congratulated Randy Orton afterwards. Damian Priest and R-Truth were out next. Backstage, Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss were upset with the Bella Twins. They blamed them for their loss. They correctly blamed, not for their loss, actually they won the match. Actually, no, they did lose by disqualification, but they blamed them, and then the Bellas say they're next in line next week. So obviously Charlotte and Alexa will cost them next week, and probably getting either a triple threat tag team match or WrestleMania or a fatal four-way if they add Asuka and Kairi Sane maybe. I think Julia's not gonna, and her and Kiana, I think Julia will probably be on SmackDown night before Mania against Tiffany. I don't think, or maybe Chelsea in a triple threat. I don't think that's getting on the Mania card. I'm sorry. I'll have to wait and see. I don't think they're getting on the Mania card. So Priest and Truth took on Los Garza. Priest and Truth win. Okay. Backstage, Alex Shelley was talking to Candice LeRae as Johnny Gargano was planking on a fucking production box. Again, copy and paste. I see the same shit on this show every fucking week. It's like if you watch a SmackDown a month ago, if you like watch the last SmackDown you watched was like a couple weeks after Rumble, and you missed the Chamber and you're missing up to this, you haven't really missed much. I mean, you'll be watching the same fucking show. It's the same thing. I've seen these same segments. Again, it's copy and paste. Copy and paste. It's what it fucking feels like. It's like at a store when a manager just copy and paste everyone's hours for the same fucking week every week. It's exactly what they're doing here. It's the same thing. How many times am I going to see Johnny Gargano planking and being sad on backstage? How many times am I going to see Cody Rhodes and Sami Zayn arguing? How many fucking times can we see all this shit? Seriously. Are we going to see Kit Wilson call someone toxic? It's the same shit every week. Like, there's no difference. Every single segment's the same. It's unwatchable now, SmackDown, how bad it is. How much I'm disliking Triple H and his fucking lazy, bum-ass creative team. You uninspired bums. Anyway, Shelley was mad, and then we saw Jade Cargill talking to B-Fab in the background. They actually walked away together, and then Chris Saban's upset at Shelley. They'll face Fraxium next week. Why are they splitting up the Motor City Machine Guns when they're in their 40s? For fuck's sakes. What, now we're going to see Alex Shelley get a push, a singles push in WWE. Okay. Danhausen gave Miz his new t-shirt backstage. Miz refuses, whatever. He gets cursed again. Miz TV at Jelly Roll. I skip most of it. I can't watch Miz anymore. Like, when he's on TV, I don't want to watch. There's so many people on the roster on SmackDown who I'd rather watch instead of him. I can't watch The Miz anymore. That's why I watch Rondelet. I can just skip the Miz segment. I don't want to see him anymore. Get the hell off my fucking TV screen. Anyway, it leads to Kit Wilson coming out. He attacks Jelly Roll, then The Miz ends up getting knocked out by Jelly Roll. If we get the fucking Jelly Roll and The Miz at WrestleMania, are you fucking kidding me? Carmelo and Ilya Dragunov argue backstage. Copy and paste. This is what I was talking about. Sammy yelling at Cody, Carmelo and Ilya arguing, Johnny planking on a box. How many times can we see this same shit every single week? Anyway, Carmelo mentioned Bam Bam Adebayo. I don't know how to pronounce his name. He's a Miami Heat player in the NBA. I think he scored over 80 points this past week, so he had to mention him. Melo don't miss. It's a basketball gimmick. Anyway, this sucks. Tiffany Stratton cut a promo on Julia as Chelsea Green was wheeled behind her. Tiffany was then out next. They show Vanessa Hudgens in the crowd. Total babe. She says hot girls love pro wrestling. I don't know if that's true, but we know Vanessa Hudgens is a hot girl, and she does love pro wrestling. They showed the guy The Rock played in that movie. What's it called? Smashing Machine. Mark Kerr, is that his name? Mark Kerr. Yeah, but they showed him in the crowd. No one really knew who he was, but The Rock played him in the Smashing Machine. He's a former MMA fighter. Then Kiana James was out next with Julia. No reaction, just like Julia. Before the actually, they showed Miz Danhausen talking to Miz again backstage. I don't care. Anyway, Kiana was out next. Then you had Kiana and Tiffany. So Julia actually stops Chelsea Green from interfering, and this would have actually helped Kiana. I'm not sure if Kiana's going to turn on Julia or they're going to do a turn there, but from what it looked like to me, it's probably either a triple threat they're building up to, probably the night before Mania, Julia, Chelsea, and Tiffany, or Julia, Chelsea, Tiffany, and Kiana. Probably a triple threat, but I think that's what we're getting, at least for the Women's U.S. title. That's the picture. They preview next week's show. Looks like shit again. Trick Williams was interviewed backstage by Kathy Kelly. The only time we get to see Kathy, I wish we had more Kathy tonight. Yeah. Sammy walks in. Oh my God, go away. I can't watch him. I don't hate Sammy, but the way they're booking him, being depressed backstage after losing at the Rumble, it's unwatchable. Jacob Fatu is out next. By the way, this Arizona crowd sucked tonight. Phoenix was shit. They're bad every week. There's bad crowds every week. I guess maybe it's a problem with the company. And I don't know. Maybe they're having an unlucky day as well on Friday the 13th. Or maybe The Rock was right on his promo 2 years ago when he called them crack addicts. I don't know what he was saying, but it was in Phoenix, and it was during the final boss run. He was ripping into the crowd. Anyway, Trick Williams is out next. We get Trick Williams, Jacob Fatu. So Drew attacked Jacob on the outside as the ref was distracted. Trick got the win after he hit 2 trick shots. So Drew and Jacob's going to happen at Mania. Drew hit him with the Claymore afterward. Total waste of an I Quit angle. He's back already. Maybe we were too hard on the dog, everyone. Maybe there's another problem. He has a big nose, if you know who I'm talking about. Anyway, it's like, if you're going to do an I Quit angle, at least let it last a couple of weeks. It didn't even last 3 hours. It didn't even make it past the show. I was kind of interested. All right, I guess we're going to do something with Drew here. He has something after losing a belt. Nope, he's back already. What a joke. They show us the Vegas Strip. To be honest, this year's WrestleMania, the road to WrestleMania, has had about 25 lane changes. If you're on the road, you're on the highway, you're on the freeway, you have to make a lane change every once in a while. Or it's had 20 lane changes, it fucking feels like this year. They're just going back and forth. They don't know what they're doing with the card, and unfortunately, it looks like the attendance is suffering because of that. Nick Aldis is in the ring for the Cody Rhodes Randy Orton contract signing. He makes Fatu versus McIntyre next week on SmackDown. So the I Quit angle is officially dead. They didn't even make it past the show. Randy Orton's out first, followed by Cody Rhodes. Fans don't like Cody. That's what happens when you book like an absolute idiot last week, Triple H. You are a clown. They both signed the contract quickly. Then Randy turns on him. Right when I first saw it, I thought, oh, great. They're just going to repeat the same fucking Cena angle from last year. They're just going to have Randy Orton turn heel. Fans are going to boo Cody at Mania, cheer Randy. It's like they're just going to do the exact same thing as last year. Like Randy Orton is John Cena. Cody Rhodes is in the exact same position he was last year. That's all we're getting here. But then it got really good. So on the outside, Randy hit him in the head with the steel steps, and Cody was busted open badly. And it was bad. And I thought, oh, shit, this is pretty good now. Fans were still chanting for Randy. Orange shoved down Jelly Roll, who tried to get him to stop. And then Cody was put on the announce booth with his head on the steel steps. So his body's on the announce booth, but the big steel steps and the opening to where it's placed by the ring post, that opening, that center is Cody's head is there, and the steps are stood up. So he's kind of trapped, and he's bleeding profusely. He's bleeding pretty badly. It's as if he's starring in a Friday the 13th film. Maybe we don't have to wait as long as it's 17 years now since the last Friday the 13th movie. At least we got a mini one tonight because Cody was cut, man. Looked like Jason Voorhees did a number on him. Randy busted him open good. This was a good angle. Everyone's checking on Cody. It looks like Randy's left. Then he comes back. He actually snuck through the crowd, and he gives Cody a concerto on the steps. Cody sells it like he's dead. It was brutal. They showed into a great angle, and the show was fucking horrible, but the angle was great. And the whole thing was the last visual they want in your head is this angle, and that's all everyone's gonna remember. But the rest of the show was fucking garbage. But the angle at the end was awesome, so it kind of prevented it from being a horrible show. In some ways, I guess it's similar to that Raw show that AJ Styles at the end. That was like a horrible Raw, but then the AJ thing at the end was memorable. But that was just for the Hall of Fame. This was an actual angle. This was a great angle to end the show. But other than that, I thought the show sucked. But that was SmackDown. Friday the 13th edition of SmackDown. The second Friday the 13th this year. Cody Rhodes' unlucky day turned out to be, I thought, for the most part, it was all our unlucky day because the show, or our unlucky night, because the show was no good up until that last angle. But Cody bled good. As I said, looked like a Friday the 13th film the way he was bleeding at the end. And at least we got something. I don't really care about Cody and Randy at WrestleMania. I don't have high expectations. But they did do a good angle. The rest of the show was not good. And clearly, Road Dogg was not the only issue for SmackDown. There's a lot of issues on SmackDown as we continue down the road. Oh, wait. WWE just made another lane change on the road to WrestleMania.